Hey! Jill! Were you able to go out with a really good-looking and well-off man?
Emmy? I was just thinking it's been such a long time since we last talked, but you seem to know something I don't. Where did you learn that?
From your mom! Sometimes I'll be walking by her house and she'll come out and talk to me. Well, this time she came out and hit me with the big news.
Are you kidding me?
I hear that you both are even planning to get married already.
No, that's still on the table, but we're not sure what to do yet.
So this means he's at least engaged to you then? Being able to meet an all-around perfect man and then having him become your fiancé like that? I'm beginning to get way too jealous over something like that.
We still don't know if we really want to get married yet or not.
But you both have been talking about it, right?
And that's just everyone around me thinking that. We have talked about marriage, but we haven't done anything more with it, okay?
In other words, this means everyone around you finds him to be the perfect guy, and they all want you married to him.
I'm not sure about that. This was just supposed to be between him and I from the start, and we wanted to take things slowly when it came to our relationship. I might say no to marriage now if rumors like this keep getting worse and worse. I'm tired of people thinking that he's the one I must be with and I can't leave him at any time.
But come on now, he is a perfect man for any woman, so you have to say yes to marriage.
Emmy, you are starting to get on my nerves again with your annoying habits.
What?
I don't like it when you try to claim things about other people when they're not anything you need to know about. I will be the only one to talk about what I plan to do with him, and I don't want you spreading news that isn't real. And it's not even like we're engaged yet, as I haven't given him the answer to his proposal either. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend, and I want people thinking of our relationship that way for now.
But he'll soon become your fiancé, right? So who cares if we just say that you're both engaged?
There is still the chance that I say no to him, right?
But he is the perfect man for you, so there's no way you'd say no to him, right?
No, I could definitely say no to him if I want to.
That's so wonderful of you. I'm getting so jealous.
There is no use here. You just keep going back to the same thing no matter how I try and explain things. It's like one big stupid loop with you. My head is starting to hurt now after this, so I'm going to go now.
What? But I just learned about how you're engaged to the perfect man now.
I told you, he's not my fiancé. I'm asking you to please stop thinking about him and I, all right? I don't want you getting any more wrong ideas about things. Bye now.
Jill, I was able to learn even more about your fiancé than you were willing to tell me.
What? Wait. You're still going on about something I told you not to?
Well, you were keeping all the gossip to yourself, so I had no choice but to go snooping for all the goodies. But of course, all I had to do was go and ask your mom about it.
What? Again with my mom? I've told you before not to listen to what my mom says to you, right?
I learned from her that your fiancé happens to be Eric, and he is 40 years old. And he happens to be in charge of a rather decent-sized company. Your mom even let me see a picture of him, but man, is he one hot-looking guy. I'm so jealous of you, Jill. You make me want to just come over to your house, put on your clothes, and act as though I'm in your shoes.
I told him no. I told him no after he asked for my hand, so he's not my fiancé in any shape or form.
Again with this, I see.
I understand it can be a little intimidating to be with a man who is much older than you are, but after seeing that face and body of his, there's no way any woman could say no.
I already know that you never said no to him and that you both are tightly engaged now.
You have no frickin' clue what's going on, do you? I told you I said no to him, so that's it. He is not my fiancé, and he barely has anything to do with me now. No matter what anyone else has to say about it, I said no to him. N-O.
But in reality,
I've had enough of your BS, Emmy.
Jill, listen to this. Listen to this. I just got pregnant with Eric's kid.
Huh?
4 months ago, whenever I'd try and get more gossip from you about Eric, you always tried so hard to hide the fact that you were engaged to him and everything. Well, I knew it had to do with you fearing that I might come and steal him from you, so you tried your very best to hide all the details. So in order to make your fears a reality, I went ahead and stole him from you.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I went to his office building and waited outside for the moment he'd walk out and called for him. I introduced myself to him as one of your old friends. And once I did that, I already had him in my hands. So from there, he invited me to go out with him to a bar in town, and after getting him absolutely hammered, I took him to a hotel room with me. And I'm sure you can guess what the two of us did there, right? When thinking of the time all this took place, this kid has to be his. So thanks to you never telling me a thing about you and him, I was able to go out myself and find him so that I could be the one to carry his kid. Thank you.
Is that right? Well, congratulations then, Emmy.
You're trying to act all tough about this now, aren't you? Right as you hit the jackpot with him and were finally engaged, I came along and stole him. I know that deep down you're wanting to bawl your eyes out and cry into the sky, right? Really, this is a feeling that I've been wanting to have for so long now, but could never figure out how to get here.
A feeling you've wanted to have?
Oh, so you never noticed anything about me then, did you?
What are you talking about?
Back when we were both in high school, you were going out with that guy, Finn, right? I really had this huge crush on him then.
Huh?
Yet you came out of nowhere and asked him out right in front of me. Do you have any idea how badly you made me feel back then? Well, me coming in from behind you and stealing your fiancé from you is my revenge for what happened to me years ago. And what makes this even better is the jackpot is now mine. All of that happiness you had thinking that Eric was yours is all going to be mine now, huh?
Who is this Finn guy?
So you're just going to keep playing dumb around me, huh? I'm talking about the Finn who was in the same grade as you in high school. You both would always walk home together after school, holding hands and all that.
For my last 4 years of schooling, high school, I was going to an all-girls Catholic school.
Huh?
I must have never told you about the school I was transferring to back in middle school then, huh?
But you went to Davidson High.
The school I went to was Davidson Catholic High School for young women.
Huh? What?
Don't you remember that when you and I exited middle school, I told you that my family was moving to a new house outside Davidson, right? And, well, when we moved out there, I was wanting to play volleyball during my time in high school. The Catholic school happened to have a really good volleyball team, and since I didn't really have too many friends from back in middle school, I decided to go to a different high school than the rest of you. And after starting to go there, you and I never really talked to one another again, because we weren't that close of friends. So, what's this about you getting me mixed up with someone else you remember from high school when I was never even there? Also, is this you once again causing trouble due to some kind of misunderstanding? I remember back in middle school something very similar to this happened. There was that really popular guy in one of our classes, a grade above you and you happened to think you were dating him for some reason. He already had a girlfriend, though, and when she found out you kept saying to everyone you were his girlfriend, she started to really hate your guts, right?
That was just a small screw-up then.
Had that guy not stepped in and started telling you that he didn't even know who you were, things would have only gotten worse between you and his actual girlfriend. I guess you never really learned from that situation then, huh?
But...
Well, I happen to not really have anything to do with you anymore. But I will say that I am thankful that you got rid of Eric for me. So, there you go.
Huh? Why are you thanking me? Why are you thanking me for stealing your fiancé from you?
I've been going out with this other man ever since I was in college with him.
Wait, what?
But my parents always said to me that if I wasn't going out with someone who was making the same amount of money my dad makes and who couldn't care for them financially in their later years, they wouldn't let me marry him. If he wasn't from a university, then it was a no. If he didn't have his own company, then it was a no. He had to be making at least $200,000 a year or it was a no. Because of all those things they kept telling me, I could never get them to accept my boyfriend. So I went straight ahead and used Eric as a way of hiding my real relationship from my parents so they'd think I was actually dating Eric.
But a man like Eric is actually a lot better than whatever boyfriend you're telling me about.
I told you that I already have a man that I'm in love with and have been for years now. Well, when Eric accidentally asked me for my hand in marriage, my parents went ahead and told him okay without ever getting my take on it. Since then, everyone in my family has been going on about how I'm going to be getting married to Eric, and it's been a real pain in the butt for me. But then about 2 weeks after that, something happened. I was told by Eric that he no longer wanted to marry me and said that we were no longer engaged.
2 weeks ago?
This was 2 weeks after he had thought I said yes to him about marriage. He said something about how he had another woman who would be bearing his child, and that child would be the next in line to take over his company. Could that woman possibly be you, Emmy?
Well, yeah, the timing all lines up, actually. He told me he wanted to have a baby with me when he was drunk.
I see now. He was so hell-bent on getting married to me after my parents said okay to his proposal, but then out of nowhere, he told me that things were off and that we'd break up. I was so confused about what had happened to him because he had put so much effort into trying to forcefully marry me after I told him no so many times. But now I can see what the answer was to all of that.
So, in other words, what you're saying is I didn't steal your fiancé from you?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying now.
Well, this is a little bit boring of an ending to all I had planned for. Well, whatever, I guess. Your boyfriend only ended up graduating from a small-town college with you, right? That means when comparing both of our men side by side, my Eric is far superior to your boyfriend. And now I'm going to be the one becoming the wife of a CEO. I still came out on top in all of this. And you'd better not start crying for me to give Eric back to you, okay?
I'm never asking for him back. I told you already that I'm really thankful you took him off my hands. I hope you both are happy now.
Yahoo! Jill! You never told me any of this. You're the worst.
What is it now?
Eric! He's not the man I thought he was. Why didn't you tell me he had already been married before and has 3 daughters living with him now? I never heard about any of this from you or anyone.
What, you never knew about any of that?
I never knew I'd need to hear about something like this.
So then this means you don't know what happened to his other wives? There was some domestic violence issues with his mother and them.
Huh?
You never knew about the reasons why they were forced to divorce him in the end? It had to do with his family wanting his wife to bear a son for him so that the son could then get the family company next. But they always gave him daughters, and so his mom and him both forced them out of the family.
Huh?
But when it came to the kids, he couldn't just kick them out because that's just inhumane. So he decided to keep them and get full custody of the kids in order to have tax write-offs and such. You never knew about a single one of these things?
Why did you never tell me any of this before?
Well, I thought you knew all of this already because you went so far out of your way to steal him from me in order to get the revenge you'd been wanting, even though I'm the complete wrong person.
I'm not marrying him now.
What?
I don't care how much of a jackpot he is. The fact that he's had wives before me and has 3 kids already? This is not a joke. I'm going to find myself a much younger man who is still making loads of money to marry.
Really? But I thought you already handed in marriage papers and everything to the courthouse.
Huh?
My mom had called me the other day making fun of me for losing such a perfect man to someone else and never marrying him. And while she was making fun of me, she said that he had gotten married already and was at the courthouse handing in the paperwork.
No way!
Do you not remember ever signing those papers with him? So you do remember signing those marriage papers then? Well then, you're not going to be able to get out of that marriage as easy as you think.
What should I be doing here?
About what?
What should I be doing right now about all of this?
Well, if you want to get a divorce, the only thing you can do is go and talk to him about it. But just remember that he's probably not going to be on the same page as you when you bring that up to him.
Why not?
Well, my mom told me that the baby you're carrying right now happens to be a boy, right? You went and had the doctor tell you that during your last checkup. That's what Eric's been wanting all along, so I don't think he's going to let you get away from him that easily.
Crap. No. Jill, please. Come and help me get out of this.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? I'm going to come over to your house for the time being.
No, you won't. My boyfriend happened to have a job transfer, and in order to be with him, we both moved away.
What?
I ended up quitting my job at the company I'd been working for so long and found myself a new job here by the new house. And as for my parents, who ended up using the money that Eric gave me for calling off our engagement, they both used it all up, so I left them and cut ties to the both of them. So please, just leave me and my boyfriend alone now. You won't be able to learn anything from my mom about me now.
Wait! The fact that only you get to be happy after all of this isn't fair! You and I have been longtime friends, right?
And?
You should be coming to help me out of this mess!
Can you give me a good reason as to why I should come out there and help you?
So, you're not going to help me then?
Bye-bye.
What the hell? No way, Jill, please!
In the end, Emmy wasn't able to get the divorce she wanted and had to go through with having the baby while married to Eric. And just as the doctor had told her, it was a boy. But when they brought the baby boy home, Emmy's mother-in-law immediately took him away from her so that she could raise the baby. And in exchange for her baby, she was given the 3 daughters of Eric to raise, with no support coming from the rest of the family. Even with her mother-in-law looking after the baby boy now, this didn't put an end to all the harassment she gave Emmy. And when it came to all the money that Emmy thought she'd be getting to spend from Eric, that all went right to his mom so that she could have free reign over all the income. What makes all of this even worse for Emmy is that Eric wasn't even on her side in any of this, as he's a major mama's boy and would never do anything to go against his mom. And if all this wasn't bad enough for her, not even her own parents were going to help her get any divorce, as they said it would give Emmy a bad name. So Emmy really was left with no way out of things in Eric's family. Even now, she has no way of getting off their property, as it's all fenced in completely with alarms on all the gates, and she's never even asked to leave the house. I think this is a fitting end for her, as she had always been so jealous of Eric and the life that he would let her live. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.